Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. It's good to have you with us on the show today. We've got a good show coming up for you. Guest on the way in our second segment. But first, if you have a story you'd like us to preview or feature here on Up to the Minute, it's very easy. Send your story suggestions and ideas to email us at hcc.uptotheminute@hccs.edu, or you can give us a call at 713-718-6395. Look for all of our content on Houston City College District's Facebook page. We're also on Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and you can watch the whole shows, all 30 minutes of it, on YouTube and HCC TV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. during the weekdays. On to the news of the day. HCC is expanding support for students preparing to enroll, offering streamlined assistance designed to help learners more quickly and confidently get into classes they need with summer registration fairs. They're going on right now. This initiative provides one-on-one guidance with course selection and registration, giving students personalized help as they plan their schedules. Early registration remains one of the most effective ways for students to secure seats in the courses that best fit your goals and busy lives. Students can also receive information on affordable options to manage tuition and fees, along with comprehensive support for admissions, financial aid, advising, and enrollment requirements, all available in one place to simplify the process. This HCC effort is part of our ongoing commitment to removing barriers and helping students begin their academic journey with confidence. For more information on the registration fairs, log on to hccs.edu/registration fairs. Now we want to highlight an HCC student that's making a difference in the world. Angela Moore is a student at our Coleman College for Health Sciences. Her Goalkeepers of Global Health team delivered a presentation at the National School of Tropical Medicine at Baylor College of Medicine. The presentation, titled Facts and Misconceptions About Ebola and the New Strain, offer participants a clear breakdown of how the virus spreads and what communities can do to stay safe. She and her team explained that Ebola is a severe communicable disease transmitted through direct contact with bodily fluids, emphasizing the importance of understanding both the science behind the virus and the misinformation that surrounds it. And after outlining the basics of transmission, the group shifted to prevention strategies, highlighting the role of proper hand washing, public education, and accessible safety information. Great work by Angela and her classmates. Before we head into a quick break, we want to highlight another student success story. Saja Sosa, I should say, came to HCC already employed as a full-time teacher. She fell in love with the electrical engineering program and decided, you know what, let's make a career change. Here's her story.
I chose to go to HCC because it had a lot of opportunities and it worked with my schedule. I was a full-time teacher. I was teaching pre-K in the daycare, so it had to work with my schedule. I fell in love in second and last class. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to work on. Wires, breadboards, just putting logic together. This is all what I want to do. So electrical engineering was the way to go. After HCC, I went to UT Tyler and I signed up for electrical engineering program. During UT Tyler, we participated in bridge building. Also, I was the vice president for SWE, I was vice president for IEEE. I was actually one of the co-founders for a machine learning organization as well, which is running huge right now at UT Tyler. And through there, we started expanding and we started working with elementary schools, high schools, middle schools, and we started doing a bridge competition. And we made the news every semester for how many students joined that competition. I currently work at Agreco as an electrical engineer. At Agreco, I started as a field engineer for 2 years. After that, I became a high voltage certified field engineer and I worked on various projects. And then after that, I became a design electrical engineer, which is what I am right now. But HCC prepared me for that because every instructor I went through, every class I went through, the instructors will tell us how it's like out in the real world. They will tell us what we need to do, what path we take. And I listened to them, I took those paths. My time at HCC made me meet the greatest person I know, my husband. We actually met in class, in Arabic class at HCC in 2014, and he's the love of my life, and because of him, you know, I'm having a family, I'm successful. So I'm grateful HCC made me find a family and a degree.
If you'd like more information about the engineering program, check out our website and look under the Program and Courses tab. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll be joined by David Vogel, who will tell us about a very special summer camp. We'll be right back after this.
My name is Irene. My job is community school coordinator. My mom taught us that it doesn't matter how much money you have, you can always find a way to help. We started the pantry because the needs were so great. We're very fortunate to have the food bank just a few miles down. I just want our kids to experience what other kids experience and learn to say, what do I want to be when I grow up? And not worry about food.
And as floodwaters continue to rise, thousands are left destitute.
We already see major fire spread.
Hundreds of homes have been destroyed by the wildfires, which continue to blaze.
The storm barreled ashore overnight, packing 130-mile-per-hour winds.
Utter devastation. Now search and rescue efforts.
Across the country, disasters have left many in need of emergency shelter.
You can help those impacted by disasters, big and small. Give now.
Pick up! Joe, pick up the phone. Open up, man.
Connection saves lives. Reach out and check in on a loved one today.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Summer camps are already in full swing across HCC's district, but there's a very special automotive camp taking place at HCC's North Forest campus. This year's camp's already full, but we want to highlight the work being done there. The Dean of the Center of Excellence, David Vogel, joins us there. Good to see you, David. How's it going?
Pretty good. Good to see you too, Todd.
So you guys have a camp going on. Tell us, who is the camp for? What are they learning?
So the camp's for students that are 12 to 18 years old. It was open to the public. It filled up pretty rapidly. It's basically, we're going to do a overview of automotive and how the vehicle works. We're going to get into electric vehicles, and then we got a high showcase for it is we're actually got RC vehicles that we purchased. BP sponsored us and let us purchase 14 RC vehicles that they're going to get to take apart and build and align and go racing.
So this camp, it sounds like a younger audience. I imagine these students, many of them are still in high school. Some of them sound like they may be in middle school if they're 12 years old, but it's given them a taste of what they could go directly into work doing. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. It's going to, again, we're going to talk about the fields, career fields, things like that. Teach them how to check oil, change oil, teach them how to change a flat tire, look at what worn brakes look out at. And then also, again, we're going to get into the RC cars, and that's going to be the fun part for them.
Let me ask you this, David, because this has been a topic we've talked about here at HCC at the district office for a while. It seems like we've got a generation of people that are either retiring or going to be retiring. Is the same thing for the automotive technician industry as well? Are we backfilling these jobs as quickly as people are aging out and decided to retire?
Well, we're booked here at HCC. We've been full in enrollment for the last 3 or 4 years since COVID ended. We picked back up. We got over 800 students a year coming through the program now. So we get a lot of people placed here in Houston. But Ford, matter of fact, the CEO the other week was on the radio saying that they're down 6,000
Yeah.
technicians.
So right now business is good. It sounds like you guys you're a bit much busier. How would you said since came back from COVID, is there more interest, more demand for this program since the COVID pandemic?
Well, we were essential, so nobody got laid off or fired during that time or
Yeah.
furloughed. So that was a good thing. And then trucking picked up and all that stuff. So there's a lot more vehicles on the road. A lot of people are interested in the EV and the autonomous driving that's
Yeah.
starting to take place, but they all still need to be fixed.
Everybody needs at one time or another to have their vehicle fixed. So that's very true. Tell me what's your program plans for 26, 27. We're nearing the end of the 25, 26 fiscal year for the college. What are you looking forward to in the next year?
Well, what we're doing here is we're looking to create another section of the program that's just focused on alternative fuels, since they're going to hydrogen and electric vehicles and hybrid a lot. So we're looking to start a different specialization for automotive to go into that field, because right now we're still teaching the transmissions and engine R&R and how the engine works, but that's kind of getting to be old school. So there a lot of people are looking for the electrical stuff.
I was going to ask, are a lot of the auto manufacturers now looking at getting their technicians who are trained on working on the standard transmission cars, are they looking at maybe getting them upskilled so they can do EV as well?
They are, yes. Matter of fact, we did get a grant from BP that actually helped the summer camp, but also we have trained the city of Houston and the county on electric vehicle training, and we've trained over 400 students for the city and the county already here in Houston.
How hard is it for someone to, when you've worked all of your career working with a standard transmission, standard combustible engine, to switch over to learn the electrical side? Is that like a whole new thing for them, or is it something they can transition to?
You can transition. The reason why we have that training is because it helps the technicians learn what runs off high voltage and what still runs off the 12 voltage system. So it takes that fear out. All they heard is don't touch your own wires for years. Now we're actually showing them how to disable it, how you work on it. Most of the components on the EVs, that you just replace them. If they fail, you replace. So it's a lot less mechanical, hands-on, but the vehicles still have brakes, they still have suspension, they still have air conditioning, they still have power steering. It's just an electric motor that runs the power steering. It's an electric compressor, just like at your house, that's on the vehicle now. So usually once they take our course, they're a lot more relaxed and they're not as scared anymore. So then their mind opens up and they can transition right into it.
You and I talked about this recently. I know you guys are looking at branching out or taking off a bit out there at Northeast, but you're looking at possibly an aviation program. Maybe you can tell us about that.
Yeah, matter of fact, we're starting classes this fall. We got an aviation science class starting here at North Forest, and we have a basic electrical for aviation in the fall. We're actually having an information session on July 29th here at North Forest from 10 a.m. Till 11. So if anybody's interested, they could call down here to us, and we'd give them the information, come down to North Forest and join the information session.
Some great stuff happening out there at Northeast. Dean of the Center of Excellence, David Vogel, thanks for joining us today, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you.
All right,
we're going to be here.
Absolutely. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be highlighting the fashion program. Stick around.
When he has cancer in in his brain.
It was like, why me? Why my child? But at St. Jude, it's a huge mental relief that all of my child's care is taken without any bills. It is a huge blessing.
It was all about keeping him alive, and it was all focused on him.
St. Jude is a place where my child's life was saved. It's like the holy place for me.
Habitat for Humanity has helped tens of millions of people around the world build their lives on their own terms. But we have so much more to do. Because 1 in 3 people on Earth still don't have a safe, affordable home. We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. Will it be easy? No. But we're not afraid of getting our hands dirty and doing the hard work. But we can't do it alone. We need you. Because all of this starts with home, and home starts with you.
There have always been a few, ready to fight and win. Since 1775, these few have been Marines, and they come from across this land to defend the future of our nation. This year, our Corps celebrates 250 years, and Marines are proud to serve this country, each other, and all that is still to come for America.
I remember seeing St. Jude commercials on TV and wondering, is that place legit? Those commercials are nice, but is that a real thing? And having lived it, I can say for sure that money is being put to incredible use. I've never once had to wait for insurance to approve a test or approve a medication. We didn't have to worry about any of those things thanks to the donations, and our family is forever grateful because it's completely changed our lives.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. We are going to highlight HCC's fashion design program. It's currently equipping students with creative and technical skills needed to step directly into the fashion industry. The program continues to serve as a pathway for students aiming to enter Houston's growing fashion community and the broader global industry. Right now, we want to highlight 4 standout students in the program and their latest designs. Take a look.
What got me into fashion was when I was younger, I rebelled a lot and I got into some trouble, and I prayed to God and I asked God to show me the way and remove me out of the dark place, and behold, I became a fashion designer. My piece was inspired by an art piece from Martine. It was a portrait of a sculpture of a deity of love, an Aztec deity of love. And I went from there. It was like a braided sculpture. It was 3D. And I took all the elements of that artwork and I put it into mine. Also, I incorporated Frida's free will and how she kept herself together throughout her trials and her tribulations of her life. My journey on creating this piece was a long process. I used over 100 packs of synthetic braiding hair. Then I also changed the design because it was actually a pencil skirt at first. And I feel like I needed to make it more elaborate.
I was doing bridal and I had pulled a lot of materials that I had just in storage, a lot of old beadwork that I had. And it was a really great opportunity to give it a new life. So the first part of the process was basically immersing myself in Frida's life, immersing herself in her story, her personal story, her artwork. And I thought about how in her life she was supposed to be a doctor, and how doctors, while they surgically help you, she ended up doing it in a spiritual way, right? Because she had so much pain, but then she tapped into that and then she got it out on a canvas. And so that's what I was trying to do when I was looking at all of her work. I thought about how even her casting had paintings on it, and on the back of this tulle garment, I painted a column from one of her paintings. And this is an art from the 2 Fridas. And I placed the flowers on them to talk about how beauty blossomed in that place of pain where she was dealing with heartbreak, or she was dealing with her failing body. My daughter came home from school one day and she recognized all the animals as Frida's pets. And that she had all of that because she couldn't have children. So all of that pulled together, and It was so thrilling to actually be able to finish it.
When I was constructing these two garments, I think I started at the same time. For me, Fashion Fusion is not only like the competition itself, but for me, it's like my playground. But it also offers me challenges, right? So I started embroidery class a year ago, and so I was for sure wanting to do something embroidered. And then on the other hand, I also always want to incorporate textiles that are handmade, like knitting or crochet. I've always done knitting, and I was like, let me try crochet, right? So it's always like that challenge piece that always inspires me to do more. And it took a while for me to get started. So like reading about Frida, watch movies and look at all her art, read her books, and obviously looked at her diaries, because those contain a lot more profound information about her. And also see how others also perceived her, right? That helped me get the idea of what I wanted. So just from that, it took me a whole month to just think about what I wanted to do, put all that together. And until I get the call or the inspiration, I cannot get started with what I wanted to do. Constructing this garment was not the longest one. Like the piece, the bustier and the skirt was an easy step. What took most of the time was embellishing with every single applique, because they're all handmade. And just to get an idea, the eyes in like the ones I am wearing right now, the eyes only take 2 hours each. So that is just making it. Then you have to cut it and then put it there and sew it and paint and write. So all of that took a long time. The heart inside took me a whole month to embroider each one of the beads in there. So that's a lot of time. And for this one, figuring out this pattern, because it's pants and a skirt together, and I had not ever seen that done before. But I did have to watch some tutorials on how to combine the patterns together, get the help from my professors, which was amazing. So this came out in like a month probably.
My advice for students, especially after being in the industry, is don't lose your voice. I mean, everyone has a story to tell. If you really love fashion and you are called to it, then you have something to say. And the industry is going to come at you with sales, it's going to come at you with trends. And it's really important that you don't lose focus and forget who you are in it. Don't lose your joy, don't lose your reason. Constantly ask yourself why you're in this, and don't let the industry break you down.
We'd like to recognize everyone in HCC's fashion program for all their hard work and dedication. That's all the time we have for today. If you're watching us on YouTube, as always, like, subscribe, and share it, if you will. We'd appreciate that. And we can keep continuing to spreading the good word out here of everything we're doing at Houston City College. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.